All right, we're going to continue this morning with the Hokes Bluff Eagles, and I was just thinking about it. I think Coach Martin said 31 years for him as a head coach. Coach, this is either 29 or 30 for you, right? 28. So 60 years of head coaching between those two guys. It's been on the podium today, so that's outstanding. Coach Mike Robertson and the Hokes Bluff Eagles. Coach, if you'd make some opening comments and introduce the two guys or let them introduce themselves, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll let them introduce themselves, but thank you guys for doing this. Yeah, it's been a long time. I was kidding Jeff Harrison. I run the pool at Hokes Bluff for 40 years, by the way, Jeff. Harrison's one of our lifeguards, and he's actually off right now, supposed to be working at the pool, so he's got to get up here and get to work. But Jeff used to come to the pool and do all these interviews, and I think I usually gave you a hot dog, maybe one. But anyway, glad to be here. It's 28th year. Been a good off season. Got 61 players, so we're excited about the season. Of course, we're still in the SEC Central. I think everybody on our schedule seems to think they're going to be better. I think we've got some chances to be better, but you know, your competition sometimes determines your record. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I got two seniors with me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we'll go from there.
My name's Dylan Lancaster.
Harrison Cummings.
They're both three-year starters. Dylan's defensive end, outside linebacker, and Harrison's the center.
Coach, tell us about the returning starters, maybe how many you've got coming back up front on offense and defense, and your skill players, please.
Well, I was telling John, we've got 5 to 6 on each side of the ball. You know, sometimes they're part-time starters from last year. But we've got some experience on the offense and defensive line. Our skill people, you know, some of them have been playing since their freshman year, so they're juniors, but they'll be playing their third year on the field. So although we only have 9 seniors with 61 players, you'd think, well, we're rebuilding. But actually, I don't feel that way because of the juniors and sophomores having to play the last 2 years, 3 years. These two guys played as sophomores. So excited about that. You know, we lost our quarterback. We feel like we got a good replacement there. We kind of got a battle going on a little bit like Alabama, but both those guys will be on the field. Bryce Whitaker and Anderson Morgan, both exceptional athletes. And so, but we feel like we've got some players back that are going to be good leaders. They got good work ethic. They're very loyal to Hokes Bluff, which I think today's world is very important. And I won't get on that subject, but they're dedicated to Hokes Bluff. His stepdad played at Hokes Bluff. Dylan's family's been in Hokes Bluff their entire lives. So, you know, we all bleed a little bit of green.
Coach Robertson, you've been at this a long time, and it's kind of off subject of football. What keeps you coming back year after year?
Well, you know, a lot of people have asked me, besides when I'm going to retire, sometimes I wonder if I need to retire, so I don't have to answer that. But these guys, I really do enjoy it. We had a short workout and went out on field, did a little bit last night, and I came home, and my wife said I was in a good mood. She asked me what's going on. I said, I just being around the guys, you know, just see their faces, seeing them enjoy the game. And I think I guess I'm doing, I think, a halfway good job in that kids still want to play for me as the head coach. They don't really play for me. They play for the school, and they hear that a lot. But in this situation, I just say I enjoy. I think I'm making a difference. And one of the things that, you know, the Hall of Fame this year was a big deal for me at the state. And one of the questions that got me teary-eyed was asking about former players. And Danny Payne told me that I would enjoy that later on. The players coming back, played for me 20 years ago. Hey, Coach, thanks for what you did. I didn't have a dad. You made a difference in my life. So all those kind of things, you know, you think about as you get older. So I guess just the players, that's why I'm still doing it.
Well, this is for the players. What is it like to play for Coach Robertson? What does he mean to you, not just on the field, but what does he mean to you as a person? And I know you want to play well for him because you want to please him, but what does he mean to you as an individual?
Coach Rob has definitely been a big role model in my life. I think it's not just football. It's he wants us to become men for him later on in our lives, being great fathers and role models in the future for our families.
Yeah, I've known Coach Rob for a while. When I was younger, I did like ball boy and stuff for the high school, and I just always looked up to him. And I couldn't wait to be up here and be a senior, and now here I am. So.
Thank you, guys.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but your entire assistant coach staff played for you. Is that right? Including your son, Brad. Does that kind of keep you fresh, having younger guys around and bringing a kind of a different perspective with ideas and whatnot?
Well, yes, sir, it does. And, I've over the 28 years as a head coach, I've really had two staffs. Going back, my early days, I had Patrick Ball, which Jake's dad. We lost to cancer 10 years ago. Greg Watkins, who's doing our radio. I thought he was supposed to be here. He said he's going to ask me hard questions, but he's probably still asleep. And Jeff Noah, who's now working at Briarmead Golf Courses. They were the assistants that stayed with me through the years, the state championships and all the things that we did. And then we turned it over now, and you're right, Taylor Morgan, Brian Sexton, and Jake Ball, all three played on the state championship team, Jake being MVP in the state. And, of course, Brad, my son, who's been out there on the field since he's about could walk. He's been on the field and won a lot of games as a quarterback for us. So they know what Hokes Bluff's about. And, if you're not from Hokes Bluff, it's hard for me to explain. I mentioned that earlier. A lot of players moving around now, as we all know. But, if you're from Hokes Bluff and you know what it's about and what's happened from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s through Coach Payne and Coach Reeves, who are my mentors, then you kind of understand. But having that staff together, we went out yesterday. We didn't even talk about what we're going to do. Go to group work and do what we've been doing. And, we haven't won every game, but I think we're competitive, play hard, and do the right things. I think we're losing that a little bit, the ethical part of this. But, it's life. It goes on. Coach Saban says there's a lot of things going on in college football Coach Saban's totally disagreeing with, but it's the rules we got. We got to play with them. Sorry to get on that tangent a little bit there.
Going off of that, how important is it for Hokes Bluff to have the staff that, they bleed Hokes Bluff, they went there, they know what it is, and maybe for the players, if you want to talk about it, in this age where sometimes you don't have as many people who aren't as loyal, how important is it for them to kind of instill that, the Hokes Bluff spirit? Or
Yeah. Well, loyalty is a big word. I talk, even my wife, I'm loyal to her for 30-some years. Don't tell her I forgot, but 36, 37. But I do think loyalty is important. The first staff I had, I mentioned, them guys, none of them wanted to be a head coach, so I never felt any kind of, if you call it a threat. I know coaches that talk to me now and say, well, I got a couple guys on staff, I think they want me to lose. I've had that told to me, but I've been so lucky. Them guys all love coaching. I respect them as a player now as a coach, and I really don't even think about that. We go out and practice, and we have a good time. You can ask any of those guys. We have a good time, win or lose. We don't make much money. We don't make the money, Jeff, that you make, you guys, John, all you guys. I'm like Coach Short. Coach, we don't make any money, do we? No. I don't make John Hoder money. But anyway, but we do enjoy it. If I made Jeff Allen money, I'd done retired, but I have to keep working at 64. But 66, yes, sir. I'm sorry. But no, that's a good question. Loyalty is so important in today's world, and I think that's something we've lost a little bit too. But Hokes Bluff, I think we still have it for the most part.
Coach, I don't have a question.
Yes, sir.
I got to say something to you.
Yes, sir.
When I retired, I didn't have a chance to tell you, but I appreciate the way you do things and what all you stand for, and you can see that in your kids. I got a chance to come watch you play last year, and I said they're going to play hard, and they're going to get after you, and that always gives your kids a chance to win, but it gives them a chance to win in life, and you're doing the right things. You just keep teaching that Hokes Bluff way.
I appreciate that, Coach. I've highly respected you. You know that, too. I've told you that. But, well, you've got to win games or people don't like you. Unfortunately, we judge that way. We've got a new band director, and I got to meet him this morning. Young, just out of college, seems to be a great guy. And I was kidding him. I said, "You better be good, because Hokes Bluff, they want a good band." And I patted him on the shoulder. I said, "I'm kind of kidding." I said, "They don't put a score up for your game, but they do mine." I said, and he kidded. I said, they do matter. It does matter in Hokes Bluff, though, the band to be good. And I was trying to give him some encouragement. But Coach Short, I appreciate those words. And hopefully I can continue to do it. Everybody asks me when I'm going to retire, and I've said it. And I'm limping a little bit, so don't make fun of me this year. But with my health, or the guys I don't think want to play anymore for me, if they think I'm too old or whatever, but I'm a pretty liberal guy. I went to Brooks and Dunn concert and felt like I'm old, but they're 8, 9. And I was going to Taylor Swift, but John Holder, you didn't get me those tickets you promised me for Taylor Swift, so I didn't get to go see her. I've only seen her once. They're only $1,400. I know. Well, I just paid $800 for 2 Aerosmith tickets, so that's how stupid I am. And I want to go to George Strait, so if you got any George Strait tickets coming up here, I want those, but they're $500 a piece too, John. So, but no, I'm a liberal guy. I want to stay open to the players. We used to not play music before the game in the locker room. We do that now, Coach Short. Don't get mad at me. But these guys know I want them to have fun. I want them, when the season's over, win or lose, winning, they know the way, what's the word? How do you have fun, guys? Win. And we talk about that. But you can still enjoy things in life if you do fail sometimes, just knowing you gave it your best. So anyway.
Hey, guys, I want to ask y'all one final question. Talk about what it means to you as a player, as an individual, for Coach to ask you to come represent the Hokes Bluff community, the Hokes Bluff football team in your school.
I feel that it's a great honor that Coach Rob asked me to come. My freshman year, I saw the guys. It was Austin Blevins and who else was it, Coach, that went? Anyways, I saw that, and I told my mother, my senior year, I hope I can attend this and be the spokesman for us.
I'm honored, too, that Coach Rob asked me to come. I've always looked up to the people who came. I always thought of them as more of a leader because they could get handpicked by a coach to go do something like this, and Coach Rob trusts them to say the right stuff, and I always wanted to be like them.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations. I didn't mention it earlier. I meant to mention congratulations, well-deserved, to be in the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame. That's a great honor for you.
That's because of our players.
And I understand it's a lot of folks went into that.
Yes, sir.
But congratulations. It was well-deserved.
Thank you, guys, and I appreciate it. You guys are all positive in our sports, and I always mention that to you, Jeff. I'm going to tell this quick story. You and John especially go way back. I always listen to shows, believe it or not, Jeff. I know you call me and I won't answer, but still, you guys can. One night I was listening to Jeff, and somebody got beat 50-0, basically. And before you got through, you had thought the team that lost had won the game, and I appreciate that because high school coaches have a tough time, and y'all always make it right, if that's a good word to use there, and I appreciate that. I respect you for that. Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.